Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another episode of Majin Starcraft, and today we're gonna bring you a Protoss versus Zerg match on Metalopolis. That's right, we're back on Metalopolis. What are you gonna do with the commercials and the what they call it, the FED and Bubba's gas right here. And our match is going to be between oGsJ, that's right, the man who did beat Kirikaki, and the Protoss Zenith. So we're gonna have a Zerg versus Protoss. Strangely enough, this match has really seemed to dominate my channel as of late. But in the end of the day, I don't think I've brought you a boring match. Each match has had something in upon itself to be really good. So we'll see how this match fares up into that category. As you've probably noticed from the play bar, the video is, well, decent long. So we'll see if this is actually a macro game and we'll have a 200 supply army versus a 200 supply army, or just normal play. Meanwhile, Zenith opting to go for a pylon and then send out a scout, so no laying down of gateway. oGsJ has sent out only scouting overlords, has discovered that there is nothing here to be worried about, so now this overlord is actually moving towards the 6 o'clock base where Zenith is holding up. He has one gateway down, getting an assimilator. We have a, well, I don't think an early spawning pool, but because of the pool and the gas, the thing is, we will probably see speedlings very early on. However, Zenith will be able to scout this. I don't know if you have to say in time, but we'll know that early pressure will be applied by oGsJ. Zenith not opting to go for any kind of forge build, so we'll see what comes down after this. A second pylon and getting the gas, full saturation on the gas. So we'll see if there's a core or 2 gate. Core or 2 gate, it's probably gonna be core. Income says that we're fairly equal. Zenith does have a slight economical advantage. Yet there it is, there's the cybernetics core. So we'll have a gateway core wall in. We're probably gonna have a zealot right here to hold the ramp. However, no zealot is being produced, which I don't know if that is why. Zerglings are on the way. There's that zealot, and will the zealot finish in time? It needs to be chrono boosted out, I think. The Zerglings are... Yep, they are the Zerglings, but without metabolic boost, it's gonna be a while until they travel the map. So yeah, the Zealot will have enough time to get out, and as you can see, the rally point right here to block off the ramp, and no Zerglings to speak of. Once the Zealot is finished, a sentry is on the way. Strangely enough, I would have suspected a stalker, but a sentry is good. It can use a lot of things to block the ramp, or either reinforce the Zealot with Guardian Shield. We'll see. So we only have a scouting Zergling to see what's up. He knows that he can't, and oGsJ knows that he can't apply that early pressure without speedlings, and speed is not done. Warp key tech on the way, and an expansion for oGsJ, which it hasn't been scouted by Zenith. And because, oh no, wait. He has scouted it, so he knows that he knows that Jay will be on the slight economical advantage. Warp gate tech being chrono boosted out, so this will soon be a warp gate. 2 more gateways on the way? Yes, 2 more gateways on the way, which means 3 reinforcing units for our Protoss player. A pylon here for, I suppose, Vision, another pylon here for Vision as well, which is very nice to scout those overlords if they come in. However, most overlords, if they actually do decide to come a drop, they should drop right here behind the smoke. And nothing else to speak of at the moment. No Roach Warren, no layer tech, so no nothing. We do have a queen here ready to transfuse Larma instantly. We do not have a third queen for creep tumors. Do note that creep tumor, you don't need a dedicated queen for creep tumors, but it's nice. I mean, you can lay down quite a couple. And a Zergling wants to run in there. However, we have 3 sentries already. No other researches as of yet. So now Zenith is opting to go for his own expansion. No forge, just laying down a pylon, making sure that he can warp in units. He has a lot of sentries here, so a lot of Guardian Shield and a lot of force fields can be used to block off anything. This is a massive force of Zerglings with speed, so these Zerglings can come in really fast, and it's gonna come down to Zenith's reaction time. And here we go. Yes, their oGsJ is coming in, gonna surround the army. Nice using force fields to separate the Zerglings, and now the Zerglings can't get the surround, and they're gonna start working on the Nexus that is being warped in, and this Nexus might actually fall. More Zerglings coming in here, more Zerglings. This Nexus needs to be cancelled. He should cancel it if he can. Yes, he actually managed to cancel. Zenith managed to cancel, getting a refund. The economical damage wasn't that big, but very nice indeed, because this expansion has been delayed quite significantly. Now the build time has to be restarted all over again, and there's that creep tumor queen, because now that you have a queen, she can lay down new creep tumors, and each creep tumor can bring out a new creep tumor. So yes, the creep tumor spread with a dedicated queen is a much faster than normal spread. Is using just one tumor to, you know, pop its child and pop its child and pop its child. This way, you pop one, you get one, you pop another, you get another, and so on and so forth. With one dedicated queen, as you can see, the creep is spreading really fast. However, he should focus more on uniting the creep highway between his bases and necessarily trying to spread. I suppose he wants a big speed advantage because he's fearing a Protoss attack, so he wants a large area of effect for his speed to actually be able to chase down any kind of running Protoss units. Meanwhile, we actually have a Stargate on Stargate. Yes, there is a Stargate that is producing Phoenixes. Phoenixes won't be that much. They will only be able to do some kind of harass to Overlords. For now, there is no Spire on the way. The high layer is here, so we might see a Spire getting laid down to deal with the Phoenix problem, and here's the first Overlord to go down. However, with Zerg reinforcing abilities, I don't think he'll ever be supply blocked, but hey, Overlords do cost minerals. Let's see, 100 minerals, so yeah, it is a problem. Now the queens are actually gonna target the Phoenixes, and now the Phoenixes need to back out of there. So here we go, another little bit of Overlord harass, another Phoenix on the way. Still no Spire as of yet. Hydrolith is the option to deal with the air. I do not know. Let's will that be done in time, because 4 Phoenixes, I believe, can one-shot queen. Well, not one-shot, but you get to lift up a queen and then graviton and kill her. Let's see what will happen here. Will he manage to take down a queen? No, he actually drops it, and it takes 2 graviton beams. Will he lose a Phoenix? No, he did not lose a Phoenix, but he did take out a queen, which is huge. However, we have now 4 queens only on 2 bays, so very nice indeed. oGsJ also securing a 3rd, and now these Phoenixes will slowly become less and less viable unless he gets a large amount of Phoenixes. Even with a large amount of Phoenixes, I don't know if they can hold that well against Hydras. And as you can see, getting the extended range for Hydras and getting an evolution chamber, only one, might be just a tech building. We'll see if another evo chamber is down. No, we have missile upgrades level 1 getting researched, and now we have a couple of Hydras here that can deal with the Phoenixes quite easily, especially with queens backing them up, and a lot of Overlord stacking and spewing creep to unite the creep highway right here. Very nice indeed, and as you can see, the creep spread is brilliant, because hey, you can just use your creep tumors to pop and pop and pop and pop. Finally, so Zenith is actually transitioning into Colossus because he has the robotics bay down, and clearly he's going to try and use Colossus to deal with the Hydra, and now using the Phoenixes just for a little bit harass, doing a little bit of mining damage here. Speaking of which, let's check out the income. oGsJ is slightly ahead at the moment because he is on 3 base. We'll see if Zenith decides to expand as well. His main is looking pretty healthy, his expansion is looking healthier. The robotics bay is almost complete, so very soon we might see that Colossus. There is a immortal out. I don't know if an immortal should be nice. Maybe an observer would be better to bring out at this point. They are a lot cheaper than they used to be, and they can, well, you know, just they can just spot creep tumors and, you know, see what else is coming, make sure that oGsJ doesn't get some really strange builds. And as you can see, getting the ventral sacks, so Overlords will be able to transport units, and this is a huge mass of Overlords that is moving out. Overlord speed is done, so The only thing that I can say is that oGsJ is going to use a drop tactic, and as you can see, despite getting vision here, this is a perfect position for a drop if the overlords can get in here. And there is the eye pistol. Apple is actually available in the Kopolu sector. Who would have thunk that? Phoenix is still walking around the map using the graviton beam to snipe out a Zergling. Meanwhile, the army size is slowly growing for oGsJ, and as you can see, he's moving into a position where he will be able to get the drop. However, this isn't a very large army. Let's check out the units tab. It's not a very large army. However, Zenith doesn't have an army to speak of, and it's quite out of position. Where is it? Where the hell is Zenith's army? Oh, Zenith's army is right here, while securing for a third. Meanwhile, the overlord drop will come in here, and there's nothing to stop it. These phoenixes are out of position to try and snipe out any kind of overlord, and as you can see, overlord is dropping in there, and the main is gonna be taken out. I don't see oGsJ coming in here in time. Well, Zenith, excuse me, coming in here in time to save this. And there we go. We have creep tumor spew immediately. Look at that much creep. So now all these Zerg units have a lot of speed. Colossus is in here to take out a couple of Hydras. However, a lot of gateways were taken out, so Zenith has taken a huge economical hit there. Colossus is gonna try and get sniped, but so far very nice play for Zenith. Actually managed to defend that with, well, not necessarily minimum casualties, but enough casualties to make a difference. Now Zenith is actually taking out all overlords. Now you might think this doesn't matter again. There we go, we have reinforcing pylons, but this matters in the small sense that... And there's a Zergling here actually doing damage to this pylon. So you might think that it's not that mechanic, but it matters. It really matters because 100 mils is 100 mils. Zenith moving out to protect his new expansion. Roach is in here. Colossus not that good against roaches, but we do have an immortal which just plows through these roaches, just pounds them to hell. Forget is laid down, so we do have photon cannons. We do have a little bit of creep here, so no building placement as of yet. That overlord taking out. Let's check out the units lost tab. As you can see, Zenith is still ahead. He has lost less units and less resources than oGsJ, and oGsJ has lost a lot because he's lost a lot of overlords to these phoenixes. There aren't a lot, but they're just enough to take out overlords really fast, and oGsJ may be able to reinforce them really fast without supply blocking himself. However, that does mean he will lose his 100 minerals for each overlord, and you lose 5 overlords, 500 minerals, 10 overlords, 1000 minerals, and so on. Creep expansion is getting ridiculous right now. Half the map is under oGsJ's control. Meanwhile, Zenith is only on 3 bases. He has still 2 bases to take. However, oGsJ's creep spread does give him vision, and he will soon probably take these 2 expansions as well because he is in a position to do that. Hydralisk to defend this base. The Phoenixes are trying to be annoying, but as I said, at this point in the game with Hydras on the map, they can't really do so much. We have a lot of overlords again pooping out the creep. As you can see, waterfall. These roaches just taking a shower in there, chillaxing. Oh yes, creep. Oh sweet creep, so good creep. And banelings being morphed in, so we will have banelings play. There is a queen here, so these guys could probably pick up this queen, who is probably just here to dedicate it for creep tumors, and here they come. Will they take out the queen? There are 2 hydras here, and they decide not to fight. As you can see, the hydras do have 2 on the attack, and that phoenix completely lost its shields. If I could find the footage. Yes, again, no shield upgrade. Believe it or not, that shield upgrade matters a lot. We have oGsJ spewing down some creep here. You might wonder why, as there is no need to lay down creep for an expansion. Yes, but creep denies your opponent expansion, so he's actually putting creep here to deny to deny Zenith the expanding position. Whoa, so very high-paced action. We have a Spire on the way, and we have an infestation pit, so that could mean that oGsJ is deciding to evolve to his max position, go to go to hive tech. And is he actually morphing into a hive? I don't know. What is he doing? No, he's actually producing. Yes, he's actually producing something. I was gonna say, is he actually morphing into a hive? He should morph into a hive. it would be a great idea right now. He has an infestation pit. Maybe we should see ultras or the brood lords. A lot of things can do a lot of damage, and here we have another drop getting secured for oGsJ. Now he's at 200 supply, so maxed out army for oGsJ, almost maxed out army for Zenith. The Colossus have one attack and the extended thermal lance. We do have Void Rays here. Now Void Rays aren't the best unit in my opinion against Zerg, because Zerg relies on massive units and on massive army size, and as you know, Void Rays need to charge up. Against buildings, they're wonderful. They can charge up on a hatchery and take out everything. However, against a large amount of units such as Hydras, I don't consider them necessarily a good option. A wall of spine crawlers here too on the defensive, and actually oGsJ is going for a high yield, and as I suspected, he's actually securing one of the expansions that could have been Zenith's. He's still bringing in Void Rays, and we'll see if Void Ray play is actually gonna suffice. Also, Zenith is opting to go for his own high yield, so it's a 200 supply army now. So these players need to attack. They both know it. They both know it's coming. Dan, look at this creep spread. Very nice creep spread from... And here is the battle. These zealots are caught a little bit out of position, gonna get chased down, and a couple of zealots are gonna get taken out. And will this army engage right here? And now it's a 200 versus 200 army, and here is the drop of Banelings. Banelings dropping on the stalkers, doing a lot of damage on the ground army. The Void Rays are gonna do a lot of damage as well. As I said, probably not the best units against Hydras, but they're doing their part. Colossus just tearing into everything. Phoenix coming in here to take out the pickup units. If you might wonder, that's not really doing damage, but it is reducing the number of oGsJ's army, and that allowed Zenith to actually win that encounter with massive losses on both teams. As you can see, Zenith is now at 127 supply, while oGsJ is 156, because well, oGsJ can reinforce incredibly fast. As you can see, Corruptors are now on the way to deal with both Void Rays and the Stalker problem. There are Phoenixes here to try and fight off the Colossus, but I don't think that is gonna be a option. And here come that massive, the massive Zerg reinforcing ability with all these Hydras. All these Hydras can quite easily fall to Colossus, but the Colossus aren't ready for another encounter just yet. Reinforcing units for Zenith. Let's see, he does not have that many gateways. He only has 1, 2, 3 gateways. Really? That's it? 3 gateways? 3. He has 3 gateways, ladies and gentlemen, so he's opting to go for something completely different. Colossus, there is another Stargate on the way. He has 2 Stargates that are pumping out Void Rays, more Colossus on the way, so we'll see who actually manages to win this fight. So far, a lot of action, and both players macroing up right now. Again, oGsJ does have this expansion. No queen as of yet, but he clearly has the economical advantage when it comes to bases and the amount of resources he can actually afford to lose. He's behind, as you can see, a bit over 4,000, under 5,000 minerals, so at 3,500, about 3,500 minerals. Lost for oGsJ. However, since he is on the high yield and on more expansions, he is right now on the complete half of the map is under his complete domination. His main is mined out, his natural is mined out, his other natural is slowly getting mined out, and he has 2 more bases and the high yield, while oGsJ is only on his natural and this one and the high yield. He has 2 less expansions than oGsJ, trying to move out there, and all these units getting the corruption buff debuff added to them, because these are a lot of corruptors and they can deal quite easily with that massive air force. Meanwhile, Hive Tech is complete, so let's check out the production tab. Is there an ultra cavern anywhere? I don't see the point of an ultra cavern right now. They probably brood lords would be, well, oh yes, there is a ultra cavern right now. I don't know if that's the best choice. Ultras will probably go quite well against the stalkers. However, the Void Rays will probably do a lot of damage, and here come the Corruptors to take out every kind of air unit, and the Void Rays have fallen almost completely, but there are a lot of stalkers there for defensive, and now this expansion getting taken out as well. A very nice play for Zenith. Despite that he knows he's in the economical disadvantage, he's just doing his best to create a larger and larger gap between the two of them, almost 10,000 resources now between the two of them in terms of resources lost. Zenith is actually going to try and lay down a nexus here. He's soon going to find out that that is impossible because this base belongs to oGsJ. However, this base could easily be taken out by a small force because it is undefended and it is in a very bad position. Gonna try and expand here. He knows he can't because of the creep one base. He's gonna find out that this base is taken as well, and he realizes that he is in a very bad position. He needs to do a lot of damage, and here come the Colossus. Gonna try and remake that spine crawler line, but not in time. These spine crawlers caught a little bit out of position, using one spine crawler to bait and now moving out. Meanwhile, Colossus and Void Ray is moving out on this base. If he actually manages to take one of these fully formed bases, that would be huge. But here come the Ultras and the Corruptors, and now Zenith is in a little bit of a trouble. He knows that his ground force is going to lose to the Ultras, and he knows that his air force is under attack by the huge number of Corruptors. So it's going to come down to well, pretty much a concentrated fire and micro, and we'll see who wins. Stalkers completely taking out the ground force, and the Colossus taking out the ground force as well. However, all the Void Rays have fallen now, and there's only a couple of Corruptors. Strangely enough, not that many Stalkers, so now we have a couple of Phoenixes, 2 Phoenixes moving in here, and going to use the Colossus to completely snipe off this base. Very nice indeed. Very big hit, as you can see. Over 11,000 minerals difference when it comes to units lost right now. So Zenith is in a commanding position when it comes to this. He's actually doing what he's supposed to do damage without losing that net. And here comes the Zerg reinforcing units. He still has a lot of resources to make out. There's more than 10,000 resources into let's say 1, 2, high yield, 3 bases right now. 3 bases, and now the Colossus are slowly moving out here. However, the Corruptors are going to follow and probably snipe out 1 or 2 Colossus before any kind of Stalker ability is here to reinforce. And now we have a couple of Warping and Stalkers and 2 Colossus, as I predicted. We're taking out Void Rays coming back here, and this is not good because Zenith finally getting a larger amount of gateways, deciding, hey, I need gateway units. Warping them into warp gates. There is a Dark Shrine. This could be huge because we haven't seen an Overseer yet, and the Dark Shrine hasn't been scouted, and there are the Dark Templar taking out 1 base. So as I said, a small force could very easily take out this base, and now the Dark Shrine is gonna move in and take out a lot of these ground forces. Here they come, probably gonna ignore this force completely and just gonna go inside the main and try to snipe off any kind of tech buildings. And I believe oGsJ knows about this. Yes, as you can see, he has spotted the Dark Templar, he has spotted them, and the Overseer is on the way. Very nice blocking off the ramp here, so he knows that the Dark Templar can't get in, using his army to completely block off the ramp. And now that the Overseer is complete, the Dark Templar have been taken out. Meanwhile, this Dark Templar doing a little bit of damage with his claw. This is not a Scythe Dark Templar, this is a Claw Dark Templar, and just poking away at this hatchery. However, the Overseer is going to come in here, and the poor Dark Templar is just going to get sliced into bits. Poor Dark Templar, I knew thee well. And now, but this has given time for Zenith to reinforce his army, and he is on max capacity again. Gonna take out the high yield again, so doing more and more damage. Actually, he's now only at 9,000 resources behind, so he has the loss of his army has been a big impact to his economy, and he needs to make this work. He needs to continually, as I said, do damage without losing anything. There is an observer here to scout, and here comes another one of those big epic fights, and we have Baneling drops. A couple of Banelings gonna drop in the Colossus, but 2 Banelings are not gonna do that much, and the Colossus just burning down the ground army. However, again, the complete decimation of the Void Rays means that these Corruptors will probably have a free shot at the Colossus. The Colossus taking out all the Hydras, and now it's down to the Stalkers. Will the Stalkers be able to take out the Corruptors? Corruptors have a lot of damage and a lot of HP. 2 Immortals here. The Immortals will be very nice against the Ultras, and as you can see, just plowing through these Ultras. And here we go. The Stalkers actually managing to save a couple of Colossus, and the units lost have again very nice, favoring Zenith with 10,000, 12,000 resources difference right now. Again, making his victories count. His high yield is almost mined out. He needs to take these 2 bases, and he needs to mine them properly, and again continue to do damage because he is behind. However, because he has managed to stop oGsJ from mining the high yield of high yield. He has probably made a lot of progress in terms of recovering the mining that he hasn't done. As you can see, his main is mined out, his expansion is mined out, his third is mined out, and he needs to expand here because right now his income is only on one base. He needs this, he needs to transition the probes to here and here, and oGsJ decides to GG because of a little bit of fight here, and that's right, very nice play from Zenith, actually beating oGsJ, deciding to using, in my opinion, superior microplay and dominating, as you can see in the units lost tab. Very nice indeed, taking out the entire Zerg army, no losses here, and oGsJ's army is a little bit caught out of position. Only Hydras and Banelings, not gonna do that much damage to this thing, and this ball of Protoss winning the game. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a long game. It's been a fun game to watch. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another installment of Majin Starcraft. Don't forget to subscribe.